Thank you. It's a, it's a pleasure to be here and to be able to share something so simple with you, just for solo violin. And the instrument itself is as much a tribute to the past as much as it is a commitment to the future. I started the violin when I was in grade 5. And our music teacher at the time decided that we were all going to try to play the recorder, which was supposedly the most accessible instrument and the cheapest, but ironically was one that would leave me completely out of the picture. In this sense, I was not necessarily disabled in terms of an identity or a social label, but it was much more the effect of my environment upon the ceiling of my potential environment. And this environment, of course, included the recorder. So my parents had to look for different options, and I'm glad they did, because to this day I still wouldn't want to play the recorder the rest of my life. And the violin for me is one of the most beautiful sounding instruments that I can ever know. So eventually we created a special prosthetic. Ironically, it's not the one that I have here today. A couple days ago, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and we were on our way to Mexico. And there was a wonderful lightness to my shoulders as I was passing through airport security. And from that accompanied very quickly a very sinking feeling that as I was headed over to Mexico by air, my violin, which was left in the taxi cab, was on its way back to Boston, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring my instrument with me. So today is also a story of how things have to change as a result based on what we would consider a dangerous situation, so we came up with a very dangerous solution. What I'm using right now to play, for instance, this beautiful piece by Bach is a mic stand, which is attached to the bow right now, some tissue paper, some duct tape, and from these very, very simple materials, one is still able to express infinite possibility. Thank you. That's very kind. So in the end, innovation does not necessarily hinge upon the technology that's available or the sophistication of the tools themselves, but rather the desire of the human mind and soul to be able to express something that is greater than ourselves. Thank you. And going in line with this entire dangerous ideas, I thought I would play a couple more pieces that would exemplify not planning things in advance. So for instance, I met Adrian, a pianist who played yesterday, amazing player, and I said to him, you know what, wouldn't it be great, instead of me just playing my violin alone, what if we played a song together? And we've known each other for 2 days, yet at the same time, through this craft and through this art, we are able to communicate something that is so connected, not necessarily because we come from different cultures. I come from Canada and he comes from Mexico, but because of our shared desire to create something beautiful. So I'd like to introduce Adrian one more time. We're going to play another song. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bravo. Bravo. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Abdiel. So that's one example of collaboration, and I always feel like if the currency that drives the economy is money, the currency that drives great collaboration, especially in an innovative context, is always going to be trust. The next piece that we're going to hear is something that probably no one in the world has heard so far, and Rushi, one of my new friends, is going to come out and play the tabla. And this is an example of when we combine the classical traditions from the Indian culture and the ones from the Western culture. And I hope you enjoy. Oh, wow, that was fun. Thank you so much. Isn't he great? Thank you. Abdiel.
Ha sido mejor. Un aplauso, un stand ovation, por favor.